Emily had asked me to tell a story about getting from high school to university. We had actually started a video and she decided it was too noisy. So we came back home to where I live. So I was in grade 12 in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island in the 70s, late 70s, early 70s. And high school in Charlottetown did not go beyond grade 12. That's part of the story. My parents were living in Charlottetown with me at the time. I was living with them. And in February of 1972, my father got a new job in Toronto working for an insurance company. And they left home. They ran away from home, which I like to say, which is not true. They left home and left me to stay with some friends of the family in Charlottetown to finish my grade 12. I stayed with these people for about 2 weeks and then left because they were not the type of people that my parents thought they were. Just let me leave it at that. My parents knew them through golf and through bridge, but they didn't know them through, living with them. So within 2 weeks, I got my own place. This is obviously pre-email. So I said to my parents, I have a P.O. box now. It's easier for me to get mail that way. So why don't you just send your letters to your P.O. box and I'll call you once a week from a phone booth. It's a little more private. They were okay with that. Good. So then I went from moving from place to place to place to place, rooming houses, little old ladies, people's basements, etc. And near the end of the school year, I decided I really don't want to go back home with my parents in Toronto because for a bunch of things. The first reason is that it meant I was going to have to do grade 13. And I didn't want to go back to school. I didn't want to go back to high school at the time. So I intentionally failed one of the subjects in grade 12 so I could do summer school. So I failed chemistry and the principal, I think, was kind of happy that I failed chemistry because he didn't like me that much. Anyway, I got enrolled in summer school. I took the chemistry summer school, called my parents and said, look, I have to stay here to do summer school. And that was that. So I do the exam at the end of the year. And like I said, the principal didn't like me very much and he gave me the wrong chemistry exam. I just took the basic chemistry exam. At high school back then, they had advanced chemistry, physics, and biology, and I wasn't in that course. He gave me the advanced course, and I didn't pass it. And he said, well, Jim, I guess you'll have to go to school next year and take chemistry all over again. And I said, no. And then I called my parents collect from a phone booth, and they said, I told them, look, I'm not coming home. I'm going to stay here in Charlottetown. And it was a bit of a teary thing on the phone. And my dad said, well, no more money. And I said, fine, I don't need your money. The next day I went down to the welfare office and I said to the welfare lady, I need to get on welfare. I don't have any money. My parents left home. They left me here and I finished my school and I don't have any money. And the lady said, well, go live with your parents. And I said, would you go live in Toronto with your parents? Would you leave here to go live with your parents? I've lived here for the last 6 years of my life. Would you just take up? She said, I wouldn't go. And I said, well, I don't want to go either. And she said, okay, we'll give you money, but you have to go to some school or college or something. And I said, okay, fine. So I went down to the Maritime Christian College and I got enrolled in the Maritime Christian College. And I went back the next day and I told the lady, I'm in Maritime Christian College. Can I get some money? She said, yeah, you'll have money. We'll pay for you to go to college. That was great. I did the Maritime Christian College for one semester, and then I got enrolled in the Holland College in their photography and journalism program. Did that for until 1975. And then I went to the Nova Scotia College of Art and Design and was taking photography and fine art and lithography. And I did that, got in, everything was great. And then at the end of that university program, the teacher, the professor, whoever takes care of people's degrees said, you haven't finished high school. you have to get your diploma. And he said, why don't you take the government equivalency diploma? So I quickly signed up for and got the government equivalency diploma in the morning, and that afternoon I had my graduation with the Nova Scotia College of Art and Design.